Hello guys, how are you?
I'm Hardeep Singh. Welcome back to your own YouTube channel. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test, and speaking, you got guesswork. Please, guys, participate in everyday listening and reading practice test to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon for the upcoming notifications. Don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams.
Part 1.
You will hear a conversation between two friends, Ayan and Pratima. Ayan is visiting Mumbai, where Pratima lives. First, you have time to look at questions 1 to 3. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 3. Hello, this is Ayan. Can I please speak with Pratima?
Hi, Ayan. Good morning. No, good afternoon. Nice to hear from you. How have you been?
Hi Pratima, I'm fine. What about you?
Same here.
I have the next Friday off, so I'm planning to come to Mumbai for a weekend trip.
Oh, that's great news. Let's meet over lunch once you land in the city.
I would love that.
Have you been to Mumbai before?
No. Actually, this is my first visit and I'm hoping you could help me plan my trip.
Sure, no problem. What is your flight schedule?
I have booked an evening flight to Mumbai for Thursday and then I have an early morning flight back home on Monday, which leaves me with 3 days to explore the city.
Great. It seems you have enough time to make the most of your trip. And where would you be staying?
Before you listen to the remaining part of the recording, you have 30 seconds to read questions 4 to 10. I have booked a hotel in Juhu because I wanted to be near the beach.
That's great. Juhu is one of the posh areas of the city, and it's pretty close to the major shopping districts and cafes. Not to forget the famous Juhu beach, where you can get some delicious pav bhaji.
The beach and the pav bhaji are already on my to-do list. What else is nearby?
There is Prithvi Theatre, named after the famous Prithvi Raj Kapoor, where you can go to watch a play. I think they are staging one of Shakespeare's comedies next weekend. There is also an open-air cafe and a small bookshop which you can visit.
Sounds great. I'll check their schedule online.
And since you are a first-time visitor, I'm sure you'd like to sightsee a bit. You have to see the Gateway of India, which is right next to the ocean. You can also go book a slot for some leisure sailing with the many boat clubs that have their stalls set up nearby.
Really? That sounds thrilling. I have never gone sailing before. But I hope it's safe because I don't know how to swim.
You will be in good hands, don't worry. These boating clubs are run by certified sailors with years of experience and expertise.
Oh, good. That sounds reassuring. I was also thinking of taking a road trip from Mumbai on Saturday and visit some of the less crowded, picturesque locales around the city.
Oh yes, you should. I can give you a couple suggestions and you can take your pick. Firstly, there is always good old Lonavala Khandala. The Twin Hill Resorts happen to be one of the best places to de-stress and relax. It's a lovely drive up to Lonavala Khandala amidst lush green hills, about 90 kilometers away from Mumbai. There are many places to visit there. like Duke's Nose, Korigad Fort, Tiger's Leap, Lohagad, Bushi Dam, Bedsa Caves and Lonavala Lake. If you're feeling adventurous, you can also go camping and trekking. But always remember to carry your umbrella, raincoat and rain shoes. It rains very frequently over there.
That sounds so enticing. I feel like dropping everything and running there right now. What are the other suggestions?
Next is Matheran. Perched atop the Western Ghats, Matheran is one of the oldest hill stations located about 83 kilometers away from Mumbai. The vibrant green pastures, serene and quiet environment makes Matheran a perfect weekend retreat. A ride on the Neral Matheran toy train is a must as it snakes its way through the Ghats. Simply walking around Matheran and trying out local Marathi cuisine is extremely refreshing. My final suggestion is Alibag. Located around 95 kilometers away from Mumbai, Alibag can be reached either by road or via ferry. It is a coastal town in the Konkan region and is the perfect place if you want to try out water sports or simply laze around on the pristine sandy beaches of Alibag or Varsoli. If you are interested in some history, then Alibag will give you a taste of that too. It has the remains of a 17th century island fortress, Colaba Fort, an old Portuguese fort called Corlai Fort, and the grandiose fortress of Murud Janjira. So, which one would you like to visit?
Oh, wow! Now I am entirely confused. They all sound wonderful, but unfortunately, I don't have time for all of them. I think I will go to Lonavala Khandala. I'm craving a quiet vacation with a view of the hills.
That is the end of part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
Before you listen to the audio, check questions 11 to 20. You have 30 seconds for this. So Sakshi, what are you planning to do after finishing school?
I'm hoping to study medicine because firstly, it's been my dream since childhood. And secondly, if you have a degree in medicine, you won't be unemployed ever. But the tough part is getting into a medical school, and I'll need a good AIMPT score.
How confident are you about it?
Well, I can't say I'm confident, but I might get a good rank, and my parents would be very sad if I didn't.
Why on earth should your parents be very sad if you didn't get into a medical school? There are so many other options.
Because both of them are doctors and highly successful in their career.
I don't have a problem. My parents no longer live together, and they are too busy with their own problems to worry about me. But I'm sure you worry about your future. Yes, I do. And for that reason, I've worked real hard for entrance exams. And I'm hoping to do well enough to get into a top university.
What subject?
Economics?
Why economics?
Because after graduation, I hope to do masters from a good B school. And I would like to specialize in finance. And what about you, Amandeep?
First, I thought I'd get into computers. But after studying computing in 12th grade, I feel it's not my cup of tea. I'd like to study modern history. I think humanities offers a broad education on world affairs, and history is my first love.
But from the point of view of employment...
It's not totally hopeless either. One can think of public administration or academics. Also, It's less competitive to get in.
But Aman, you don't have to worry about grades. I'm sure you will do very well.
Yes, I really don't think I'll do too badly. And Kabir, what about you?
I've taken entrance tests at a number of engineering colleges in Bengaluru. I'm aiming to join one of them and study mechanical engineering. Hopefully, I'll make it. You see, I love making things with my hands. My room is bursting with contraptions made out of DIY kits. I didn't know you are leaving Delhi so soon. Well, my dad works for a private bank and we are moving back to our native place, Bengaluru, when his tenure ends next month.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
You are going to listen to a tutorial with a university lecturer and 3 of his students. First, look at questions 21 to 25.
This is our third and last group tutorial of the term. Have you been finding them of any use?
Oh yes, I get a lot out of them.
Me too.
And what about you, Lorraine?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, right. Anything for this week, Lorraine? No? Okay, Frilla?
Well, you know I have 2 teenage daughters and I'm a single parent.
Yes.
Well, I'm finding it less and less easy to study as a mature student and have a teenage family. The girls have been playing me up.
And what exactly do you mean by that?
Kimberly, the eldest, has a boyfriend and she's taken to staying out later and later and she's becoming difficult to control. And the younger one, who's 14, misses Kimberly because they were always together.
And
I feel as if I'm letting them down by doing this course. They don't have a father, and all they've got is me. I just don't know what to do.
It is a difficult situation, this one.
My mum did the same thing. Went back to studying when I was 16, and I think at the time I got really jealous.
Of what?
The course.
The course?
Well, it wasn't just the course. It was the other people, and the fact that my mum's time was taken up by other things and people. At the time I didn't like it.
That's the problem here, I think.
And what happened, Stevie?
Well, I started playing up to attract attention, and doing some pretty stupid things, in fact, really stupid things.
Like what? Oh, go on, tell us.
No. Anyway, my mum sat my brother and me down and told us how important the course was for her and us, and why she hadn't been able to do it before.
And?
Well, she said that even though it had cost her a lot of money, and she was having to work part-time to keep everything going, she was prepared to give it up.
And did she?
Of course not, Lorraine. We felt pretty stupid. After that, we helped out more, and both of us got a job, a small job, so that she didn't have to give us any pocket money.
Well, Frilla, maybe you should try the same approach.
I think I might just give it a try. Thanks, Stevie, you're a star.
And what about you then, Stevie?
Before you listen to the rest of the tutorial, look at questions 26 to 30.
I've got a rather more mundane problem. Well, maybe not that mundane.
Mm-hmm.
I had to type a paper for a seminar for this Friday. and I had everything almost ready and
And?
my laptop crashed.
Haven't you got a copy on disk?
No,
You're crazy. This isn't the first time it's happened to you. Haven't you learnt by now?
I know. But that doesn't help me at the moment, does it?
You just don't listen, do you?
Leave him alone, Lorraine. You're not exactly helping, are you?
I think Farilla is right. There's no point in crying over spilt milk.
Have you a rough copy?
Yes, but
You can type it in again.
I'm very slow, and I'm not going to get it done in time. I also have to get OHPs together as well. They were on the computer, and it was just as I was printing them out that the machine went. I also have to hand a typed-up summary in 2,000 words, bound as well, to Dr. Johnson the day before. And, on top of that, I have to hand in the full paper at the end of the seminar. As it goes towards my final grade, and a credit is taken off for handing papers in late, I have to do it. And it's Tuesday now, so I haven't really got much time. I nearly didn't come today.
Don't worry, Stevie. I'll help you do it if you want. We can start straight after the tutorial.
Will you, Farilla?
Yes.
You should let him do it himself.
Now, Lorraine.
He helped me, so I don't see why I shouldn't help him. You could lend a hand too, you know. You don't know when you might need help.
It's okay, Farilla. We can do it together.
Well, 2 people sorted. Now, what about you, Lorraine?
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 4.
You're going to hear a lecture delivered by an actress on the difficulties that actors and actresses experience after graduating. First, look at questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon to you all again, and thanks for coming for the second lecture in the series, Drama After Graduating. For those of you who weren't here last week, my name is Jennifer Mackenzie Davis, and I'm one of those lucky ones, an actress with a job. I'm going to talk to you today about the difficulties actors and actresses face finding work. Not that any of you need reminding. It's a jungle out there, and you've got to be very hungry to survive. Are you hungry? Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to be. Because if you aren't, you might as well pack your bags and forget all about acting as a career. And not just hungry, but also resolute in getting what you want. And of course, persistent. Not to mention gifted. Between 80 and 90% of you will be out of work at any one time. You are joining a group of people whose average time in employment is 12 weeks a year for men and 7 weeks for women. Why do we do it? We must be mad. And yet there are thousands more waiting to take our places if we fail. Still hungry? Good, because this is where the interesting bit starts. Now we've got the stats out of the way. First of all, where do you look for work? Well, there's the Stage Door, the weekly newspaper which occasionally has a couple of decent jobs in it. And then there's the weekly list of jobs called TCR, but you need to subscribe to that with friends. It's very expensive, especially if you're out of work. About £20. No, sorry, £25 for 5 weeks. Then there's your agent. You'll discover sooner or later that you need an agent if you want to have access to the best work available. But how do you get an agent? Well, unless you're really very lucky and get taken on by an agent who just likes the look of you, you have to get an agent to see you in a live performance. This could be a good part in a play which shows off your talents, or a film role, or just a show reel of you performing your best speeches. I must say, I don't really know which is harder, getting the part without an agent in the first place, or getting an agent interested enough to come and see you. In other words, a real catch-22 situation. A word of warning. They don't usually travel more than a few hundred yards from their office. They're supposed to be working for you, but they actually behave like it's the other way round. As for showreels, if you want them to look at yours, you really need to tie them to a chair and force them to watch. You may find it difficult to get work without an agent, but it will be well nigh impossible without an equity card. Fortunately, things have changed. In the past, drama school students leaving here in July had what was known as a registered graduate equity card. This gave you 2 years to get an equity contract for work. Not that easy without experience, an agent or a full equity card. But even when you got your first job paid at equity rates, you received only a provisional equity card. The union was quite strict about membership, but the alternative was much harder and less likely to result in success. This provisional card could become a full one only after 30 weeks of work. Without it, you could forget the West End theatres, top tours and work in television. Now, however, things are a bit easier. After you finish from here, you automatically get your equity card. The downside of this is obviously that there are more people chasing the same number of jobs. But even before you start worrying about equity cards and your agent, you've got to establish yourself with photographs. Eye-catching and professional black and white photos, small postcard size for your publicity and CVs. There will be several sessions devoted to choosing the right photos that will show you off the way you are most likely to be cast. And also what to put in your CV and, more importantly with some of you, what not to include. So you see, it's not an easy road to fame and fortune. This has just been an introduction to the trials and tribulations of actors looking for work. Next week we'll make a start on CVs, but now it's time for a 10-minute tea break, followed by a question and answers session.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So guys, don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys, participate in everyday new IELTS listening and reading practice tests to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. For more IELTS material, visit my official website www.ieltsupdatesandrecentexams.com. The link is given below in the description. If you need PDF files of latest IELTS material, then please join my Telegram channel. So guys, please write your score below the comment section. Again, thanks for listening. God bless you all guys. Stay tuned, stay safe.